how it affects our entire nation, not just women, but that's the obvious horror headline. However, if he joins the Supreme Court, it will harm our children and their children. Julia Roberts was Hollywood's moneymaker, appearing in Success after Hit. Things aren't easy anymore. Her stardom is fading. George Clooney considers her a personal friend and co-star. Warmly welcome Julia Roberts. Julia, 56, experiences health issues, employment changes, and personal troubles. Behind her famed grin, a different narrative shows that legends can struggle. The truth is here. Hidden Health Battle, 2002 present. We all know Julia Roberts. The Pretty Woman and Erin Brockovich star shines. Her acting and grin have garnered millions of fans. Julia has struggled with a major health issue for nearly 2 decades, despite her stardom and glitz. Many of us have felt scared and uncomfortable in recent weeks. COVID-19 has cost lives and jobs. Even still, people are doing amazing unselfish things on the front line. IDP is rare. Julia began seeing unusual things in 2002. She would acquire sudden bruises. Always fatigued, she felt more than usual. Her cinematographer husband Danny Motto advised her to consult a doctor immediately over concerns. She was diagnosed with IDP after multiple testing. Rare illness. About 3 adults per 100,000 get it. IDP. What is it? It's autoimmune, therefore Julia's immune system attacked her blood platelets. Small platelets form clots to stop bleeding. When they drop too low, minor injuries can create major issues. This explained the chronic fatigue and bruising. Having IDP is difficult. Julia must always watch out. She is at risk when her platelet count drops below 20,000 per microliter. Brain hemorrhages and internal bleeding are possible at this phase. To keep safe, Julia needs regular platelet-boosting therapies. These therapies are expensive and difficult. Medicines and therapy cost Julia over $150,000 annually. These include corticosteroids and IVIG infusions. Thus, intravenous immunoglobulin is a produced pooled donor antibody. In high-risk patients, it can be given monthly. The financial burden is tremendous, along with physical discomfort and tiredness. Disease affects her personal life also. Before public engagements, Julia covers her bruises with cosmetics and schedules her job around her recovery. One of Julia's major anxieties was having children. She was always mindful of her delicate health. Having IDP can jeopardize pregnancy. Both for the mother and the infant, Julia and Danny desired more children. Julia delivered 3 healthy children despite the hazards. During each pregnancy, she followed stringent medical recommendations to protect herself and her babies. It's hard to balance a Hollywood career, parenthood, and a serious disease. Julia gracefully does it. Health is rarely discussed by Julia Roberts. She desires privacy in this conflict. But understanding her struggles makes us admire her more. Behind her famed grin is a lady who faces a daily internal enemy: industry rejection and career deterioration. In 2011, Julia and Tom Hanks starred in Larry Crown, unimpressive romantic comedy. The picture nearly covered its $30 million U.S. budget with $35.6 million. Fans didn't rush to theaters, and critics dubbed it forgettable. This indicated Julia's declining box office appeal. She played Mirror Mirror's evil queen the next year. Unique perspective on Snow White. Despite a star-studded ensemble, the movie made $64.9 million in North America, below its $85 million production expenses. Home sales were dismal, while international sales were stronger. Julia and George Clooney appeared in Jodie Foster's 2016 financial thriller Money Monster. The film earned $93.3 million worldwide, including $41 million in the US and Canada. Despite not failing, it was disappointing compared to what many expected from such famous personalities. Julia no longer earned $20 million each picture after these 3 films. Her box office slump indicated that audience tastes were changing and her star power was waning. Sam Esmail directed Julia Roberts' and Netflix original Leave the World Behind in 2023. It had a limited theater run before streaming on Netflix. Mahershala Ali and Ethan Hawke featured. Criticism applauded the picture, but the transition to streaming platforms led some viewers think Julia was settling for smaller digital roles rather than blockbusters. The tendency of Hollywood stars adapting to new movie-watching habits is evident in this development. Although Netflix is enormously popular, some still think it's less glamorous than theater premieres. It signaled a shift in Julia's movie stardom. Julia was criticized for her Lancome ads in 2011. The UK Advertising Standards Authority, ASA, banned the airbrushed, misleading commercials. The images presented unrealistic beauty and skincare promises, stated the ASA. Julie, known for her natural beauty, was involved in an advertising honesty issue. Critics said the brand promoted unrealistic beauty standards. The story showed how celebrities are driven to portray flawless pictures and how the public is growing increasingly critical of illusions, family tragedies, and feuds. Losing her half-sister Nancy Moats was devastating for Julia. The Julia Roberts family suffered a tragedy today. Nancy Moats, her half-sister, died Sunday after a heroin overdose at home in Los Angeles. In 2014, she committed suicide at 37. That revelation astonished everyone and devastated Julia and her family. Julia and Nancy had a strained connection due to Nancy's addiction. Nancy's suicide letter reportedly discussed her affections for Julia, but the details were never released. Many family secrets surfaced after this catastrophe. Julia was Oscar-nominated. Her anguish delayed her from the nominee luncheon and kept a low profile to help her family. Julia's loss of Nancy hurt her personally and publicly. Julia's brother Eric Roberts struggled in the 1990s. Addiction affected his life and family. He fought bitterly for custody of his daughter, Emma Roberts. Julia sided with Eric's ex-girlfriend, Kelly Cunningham, in the custody battle. She even contributed to Kelly's legal fees. This support caused Julia and Eric to apart for years. Eric later regretted their growing distance but understood Julia's choices. This family fight demonstrated how hard relationships can be, especially with addiction and custody issues. Julia told People about her pet dog Myrtle's death in May 2025. Myrtle was a constant in the family for 19 years. In a heartfelt Instagram tribute, Julia called Myrtle a legend and celebrated her faithfulness. Love, too. The timing of Myrtle's death was criticized. Near Julia's late half-sister Nancy's birthday, some thought Julia was more concerned with her dog than her sister, sparking disagreement. This reply revealed how heavily Julia's personal life is scrutinized and how public expectations constrain private pain. Personal issues and backlash. Julia Roberts' smile and successful films have made her Hollywood sweetheart. Her personal life has garnered interest in recent years. Julia's struggles with social media and a high-profile encounter with NFL star Travis Kelce show how hard celebrity can be, especially for longtime celebrities. After attending a Taylor Swift performance in Dublin in mid-2024, Julia Roberts made news. She met Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce there. Videos showed Julia stroking Kelce's chest and shoulders in an inappropriately familiar way. This little clip went viral, sparking debate. Strong reactions came from Taylor Swift admirers, known as Swifties. They said Travis appeared uncomfortable and Julia was handsy. Julia was mocked as a desperate aunt for her age and behavior. Others thought Julia was being friendly and the reaction was unfair. A lip reader later revealed that Julia informed Travis she was glad for him and Taylor Swift's relationship, proving her genuine intentions. On his show, Travis Kelce shared the moment. Though kidding, he said he wasn't concerned by it. He called Julia and Taylor genuine, proving the incident was exaggerated. This episode demonstrated how ageist and filled judgments may affect public personalities, especially women. Julia was criticized for her friendliness, emphasizing the double standards women endure in public life. Julia has also had a roller coaster social media experience. She started posting family photos on Instagram in 2018. A Julia portrait with her niece, Emma Roberts, drew unexpected criticism. Online people insulted Julia's beauty and age. Some questioned why Emma shared the photo. Julia expressed how terrible these attacks were. Even though she feels confident as a woman over 50, unfavorable words hurt. She worried about hurting teens with such harsh statements. Promoting online compassion. Julia's statement reminded everyone that celebrities are regular people who can be wounded by nasty words. A larger social media issue is highlighted by this incident. There, people can be harsh without worrying about the consequences. Julia's experience reminds us to show empathy to everyone, famous or not. Her difficult childhood affected her struggles. Julia had a troubled childhood. When she was 4, her parents split. This transformed young Julia. Her family was disintegrating quickly. Divorce left her uncertain. After divorce, Julia's mother remarried Michael Moats. My new stepfather was cruel. Julia and her siblings lived in terror and tension. Michael often abused and ruled. Julia had to continually watch her steps, just in case something went wrong. This burdened her little shoulders. Julia also had a childhood stammer. A lot of kids speak naturally. Julia had trouble saying words. Stuttering wasn't only speech. She appeared anxious and tense. She felt strange and less confident growing up with this handicap. At 10, Julia experienced another tragedy. Throat cancer killed her father, Walter Grady Roberts, also a popular Broadway actor. We learned Roberts died at home in NYC today. Lung cancer problems. Walter was significant to her. So young to lose him was heartbreaking. Julia felt more isolated after his death. Despite these hardships, Julia grew up in theater. Since her parents were actors, she learned storytelling and acting early on. Her tough home life and loss haunted her. Early troubles sowed many later struggles. Julia had many ups and downs in her personal life, notably in love, when she became an adult and began acting. Julia dated Dylan McDermott and Liam Neeson in her youth. Her relationships ended badly but were essential. Julia was saddened by each breakup and unsure about love. Public heartbreaks included Kiefer Sutherland. Kiefer and Julia were engaged. Unexpectedly, the engagement dissolved. This split was widely covered. Julia had more than her own problems. Additionally, she faced public gossip and judgment. Julia starred in Runaway Bride around that period. A woman who leaves her fiancés at the altar was her character in the film. The film saddened some about her real life. The runaway bride was mocked, and her personal troubles were made fun of. Julia persevered through these heartbreaks. Experiences taught her. She learned what she desired in a partner. It was cinematographer Danny Moder who made her happy. The couple formed a loving, stable family. Early Julia Roberts' life was hard. Her road was difficult, from a damaged home to the death of her father, from stuttering to public heartbreaks. However, these challenges formed her. She grew stronger. Her experience with grief and fortitude allowed her to relate with her characters on screen. Julia's tale shows that even the brightest stars have dark days. It shows us that obstacles don't matter. However, they can help us grow. Today, Julia shines for her talent and courage. Her pain empowered her. Her struggles paid off. One of Julia's most notable clashes occurred during the 1994 filming of I Love Trouble. In this romantic comedy, Julia appeared opposite Nick Nolte. They were supposed to be ideal together, but the truth was otherwise. On set, Julia and Nick were at odds. Reports indicate they often argued, making collaboration difficult. Julia once called Nick disgusting. Nick responded that Julia is rude. Public insults in interviews and periodicals fueled film buzz and conflict. Critics saw their awful chemistry on film. Film grossed less than it cost to make. Fans and critics felt that the two performers' coldness damaged the film. Despite her professionalism and dedication, Julia was known as tough to work with after this event. Julia learned a lot from this feud. Good on-set interactions are crucial for success. Celebrity pressure and career problems were also shown. After I Love Trouble, Julia fought hard to recover. She appeared in My Best Friend's Wedding 1997, a life-changing romantic comedy. This popular movie showed why Julia was so liked. Over $300 million worldwide, it showcased her friendly and hilarious side. Julia maintained her momentum with Notting Hill and Runaway Bride. Fans fell in love with her again after both romantic comedies were box office hits. These films displayed Julia's charisma and helped her become Hollywood's favorite leading lady. In 2000, Erin Brockovich changed everything. Unlike her romantic comedies, this was a serious drama. Julia played Erin Brockovich, a real-life lady who challenged a huge corporation poisoning a town's water. Her Oscar for Best Actress was gained by her outstanding performance. Julia Roberts wins the People's Choice Award this year. Oscar victory was a career highlight for Julia. For breaking records, she became the first actress to earn $20 million. The film grossed $250 million worldwide and was well received. It was hard to maintain success following this peak. She later made The Mexican and Ocean's 11, which received mixed reviews. They didn't match her former hits. It's hard to stay on top in Hollywood, where tastes and trends change quickly. Filmmaking is tough, as Julia's feuds and comebacks show. Only talent won't do. Collaboration, project selection, and public image all matter. Despite challenges, Julia's perseverance and passion built a successful profession. She gained from hardships and moved on. She inspires with her resilience. Actuality check. Due to her own choice, Julia Roberts is less famous. After years of hard effort, she relaxed and enjoyed life. She desires more time with her husband, Danny Moder, and their 3 children. Her major priority is family. Julia is financially secure. With a $250 million net wealth, she doesn't need every assignment. This allows her to choose a project carefully. She now pursues meaningful tales and roles that call to her rather than celebrity or money. Red OM Films, her production firm, helps her manage her career. It lets Julia work on films that inspire her instead of merely making money. Her tiny but well-picked film library is the result of her meticulous approach. Julia's resignation demonstrates courage. Actors worry about being forgotten if they slow down. Julia's tale differs. She values herself and embraces independence. Julia Roberts is still active in movies even if she's not everywhere. Her October 2025 film After the Hunt excites fans. Famous director Luca Guadagnino directed this psychological thriller. Plays a college professor whose life is upended by a severe student accusation in After the Hunt. Julia can showcase her deeper, more complicated acting in the plot of Secrets and Suspense. It's a new task to wow critics and admirers. Julia has collaborators on this project. Ao Edebiri and Andrew Garfield star with her. Two brilliant actors give the film new life. The film will premiere at the Venice Film Festival, which generally kicks off awards season. Julia is choosy yet seeks high-quality, meaningful work. Reuniting with George Clooney in The Way We Were, a love story, is exciting. This 2025 love drama is also generating interest. Fans love Julia and George's chemistry and can't wait to see them again. This short highlights Julia's long-standing industry contacts. Julia's decisions show she values quality over quantity. Instead of headlines, she creates lasting work. Her colleagues and spectators admire her dedication to this intelligent career path. Balance dominates Julia Roberts. She enjoys her personal life while doing her dream job. Julia has controlled her story by escaping Hollywood pressure. Success goes beyond popularity and busy schedules, as her story reveals. Choosing projects that match your ideals and giving your best is key. Julia motivates everybody who wants a self-determined existence. Julia Roberts' talent and knowledge stand out in the fast-changing entertainment industry. When to advance and retreat, she knows. This balance keeps her relevant, respected, and happy. Julia,